it's Jessica, and today I am going to be sharing with you some of my favorite makeup and beauty items from this past month of October. One of my favorite months. I think it's a lot of people's favorite month just because it's like fall is beginning, but it's also like just an exciting time because we know Christmas is around the corner too, so it's just all good. So I have a lot of good things, but I know that I have at least two, actually we'll make it three, maybe even four. See, like it keeps adding up. I also have a drugstore haul to film today, but two of the items in the haul were total duds, so I might mention them today too. 5 duds! This is the most I've ever had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh well, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into them. So the first dud is what I'm wearing on my lips. I really, really like the color, and I've got a mirror here. It's crazy drying. This is the MUA, which is Makeup Academy, which is new in the States. It's been around in the UK for a long time. I don't know exactly the name of the product. I'll list it right here on the screen because it doesn't say on here, but it's in the shade number 202 Rose. And it's kind of like a matte, dry formula. So it goes on kind of wet and creamy, like all those liquid lipsticks that are out. And it's a beautiful color, like I said, but I just put it on, like, it dries really fast. I put this on maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago. So the good news is it doesn't move, but it is so dry. I don't know, like I keep having to lick the inside of my lips to kind of make it so, ew, it's just a really gross feeling. So I don't know if it's because I don't love liquid lipsticks in general. I love the way they look, but I hate the way they feel. So I'm still trying to find one that I really, really like that is a little more comfortable. I know that because they dry, they're kind of bound to not be comfortable. But this one is one of the most uncomfortable ones I've tried. So, but I really like the shade, so I'll probably still wear it. Another dud is the packaging, the little brush that's on here. The hairs keep splitting. Like literally the second time I used it, it was a mess. So I don't know. It's one that, you know, I'll probably use it because I have it, but I don't know if it's one that I'm gonna buy more colors in, so. One of my favorites though, lip-wise, is one that's also kind of a liquid lipstick, kind of. This is a Power Lip Lasting and Moisturizing Gloss Stain, but this one is not as glossy as you think. It's by Milani, and it's in the shade Raspberry Tart. I bought this at the Dollar Tree, but they're still sold at normal stores too. It's got a brush as well, but the brush is a little, almost like tougher, so the things aren't going anywhere. But this shade and the formula is so nice. It's this kind of purpley shade here. It doesn't have a smell. Oh, well, it kind of has a minty smell now that I'm smelling it, but I said it kind of is like minty tea. But it's a comfortable stain. It does stain your lips, kind of. But I say kind of because it's still kind of glossy, so it's not like it's staining like the Revlon Balm stains do. This one kind of stains, but I would just say it dries down a little bit more than this. It's not as matte as like the MUA one, but it's kind of close. But it does have a gloss, so I can't call it like a liquid lipstick in that way. A liquid matte lipstick anyway, but I love it. I found mine at the Dollar Tree, like I said. I bought every shade I could find, and they're all beautiful. So, awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, another lip favorite, we'll just do all my lip favorites. This is the NYC Expert Lash lipstick in 442 Bury Me. And I am actually going to be putting up, if it's already up, I'll link it, a lip swatch video of like a bunch of these from this line because I love them. But it's right there. It's just kind of a satin looking lipstick, really creamy, really really pigmented, but I love this color as we're going into November. I just think it's so pretty, but it's still, it's berry-like, but it's still wearable, which is I think why I like it so much, and I've been wearing that a lot since I got it. And the last lip favorite this month is this Milani one called Matte Darling. I love the Milani matte lipsticks, and this is one of my favorites in the line. I did just do, and it's already up, a lip swatch video of these. I can link like 5 or 6 shades from the Milani matte line. They're like $5 at the drugstore, and they're so pretty. They're so comfortable and creamy. One of my favorite matte lipstick lines that I've ever tried. But I just loved this shade. It's just, again, an everyday kind of pinkish shade. These are all kind of similar. These two are similar. Anywho, okay, let's move on. Okay, I have one more lip thing. This is a favorite of mine. This is the NYX Rêve de Miel. Hopefully I said that right, my French subscribers. When I was in Paris this past summer for my honeymoon, I wanted to And if you've watched our vlogs of us in Paris on Tyler's channel, I was searching for the Nux brand lip products, but I couldn't find it. So I ended up, once I was back in the States, ordering this on birchbox.com. Now I've seen Nux on Target's website, so I don't know if it's in Target stores as well. But this is like this honey-like thick lip balm, and I mean thick. But I wear it every single night, and I put it on in the morning when I'm getting ready, and it just sinks in. My lips are so much more moisturized than they ever used to be. And after I did those lip swatch videos I told you about, my lips were really, really, really dry and just cracked for like 2 days. I put this on it, and I swear, like overnight, it fixed it. So I'm so glad that I did purchase that. I love it so much. They have a stick form too that's in my purse I like, but it's more just like throughout the day you can put it on, but I love this stuff even more. Alrighty, so favorite, let's go into eyeshadow palettes. I have one, they're both high-end, which you guys know I mostly focus on drugstore, but I do, since I have high-end, I like to tell you about if it's worth the money or not, or if there's like drugstore equivalents. So I have one high-end palette that I loved. This is the Stila in the Light palette. I bought this, I think this is a $40 palette, but I bought it for $20 on HauteLook.com, where I always get crazy deals on high-end makeup, because I don't know, it's a lot of money to spend, and unless I'm like going out and intentionally splurging on one item that I've like researched for a long time, I'm just not apt to spend that much on a palette. Anyway, I love this palette. It's one that it took me a while to get into it, and I'm not really sure why, because these light shades are right up my alley, but you guys know obviously I like neutral eye looks. This shade Bliss here in the middle is absolutely beautiful, just as an all over crease color. Kitten is in here, which is a favorite of mine. It's a cult classic, just a really shimmery champagne color. These are crazy pigmented. Bubbly is gorgeous. It's like a gold. So both of those are beautiful on the lid. But then they have this shade Sunset, which is this gorgeous like amber shade. I'll swatch these for you guys. I don't know if that's doing it any justice, but they're so beautiful. All of these, they have a matte black and a matte brown. Sorry, I know I keep looking in the viewfinder. I'm trying to like make sure you guys can actually see it with the light. Then they have this like matte cream, which is beautiful for under your brow bone. I mean, it's literally got everything you can want. And then they throw in this like blue and this gray, which are gorgeous for a smoky eye. So this is a great travel palette. I'm going to London in December, and I'm trying to decide what palette I want to bring. This is definitely a contender because it's gorgeous. The palette that's a dud, but it's only a dud because it's one that I don't have a use for myself. And I know some people are gonna just be so mad at me, but this is the Urban Decay Vice palette. I thought it was like Vice with the number, but Urban Decay sent this to me, and you know, they sent me a box of things and I lost my mind. Like I was tearing up and I was like, I cannot believe that this company even knows who I am, let alone is willing to send something to me. So I'm grateful. It's not that I'm not grateful, because some of the other things they sent me, I lost my mind. They sent me some of their lipsticks and they're amazing. But this is one that when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing. And in true Urban Decay fashion, the shadows are amazing. They are crazy pigmented. I'll show you some of the, you're gonna die when I show you some of these. Look at these. I mean, they are crazy pigmented, crazy. So that is not the issue. The issue is just that for me and my style, it's just not one. And I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my subscribers are, you know, you wear more neutral eyes, and that's why a lot of you follow me, because I'm kind of an everyday, I don't know. Maybe it's just that I'm boring. But because I'm boring, I just didn't love this palette. It's gorgeous. The colors are amazing. Well, 3 of the shadows just fell out, so that's something. They just completely fell out. Do you see that? This one, and then there's 2 missing. That's weird. I mean, I'll just glue it back in. So I've tried, like there are a couple neutral shades, like this one here, but I can't get a complete look out of it. I always have to pull in from another palette, which is fine, except for me when I'm rushing to get ready for school in the morning. That's not something that I just would rather grab a palette, go to town, and be done. So for me and my money, if you're like me and you know you like neutral eyes and that these are colors that you probably would only wear once in a blue moon, I would say get like a Wet n Wild palette that's got some vibrant colors in it. That way you're not breaking the bank, but you're getting those colors for when you want to play with them. But if you know you're like me and everyday looks for you are just kind of neutral, you might not want to spend your money, because it is, of course, a lot of money. But it's an amazing palette, so it's not a total dud. It's kind of in between. I think, hopefully I explained myself well with that one. Alrighty. Okay, let's do a favorite. This one I did a whole review and demo video. This is the Pure Eye Polish in satin. I love this stuff. It's got that little cushion. One of my subscribers, you guys helped me out. I couldn't think of the word for it. It's got a little cushion that you can push in and you get this like, it's like a mix between a cream and a liquid shadow. More of a cream than a liquid, but it's this gorgeous, crazy pigmented look. They have darker colors. I can link the video where I show them all, the whole line, but this is just my favorite. I wear it all the time just on my lid. I'll wear it alone, just like if I'm quickly trying to go out but I still want to look put together. It looks really nice, just this with some winged liner and mascara and like a high bun, because it just looks so effortless and like really kind of ethereal, if you will. So I love this shade so much. It's my absolute favorite. It's the one that I might travel with this one as well because I love it. Another favorite, and this, I know I've got kind of a mix of high-end and drugstore in this one. Usually I'm more drugstore heavy, but this time, it's about half and half. I love this stuff. This is the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination in Light. Now, I don't really powder my face often at all, but this was one that it's got a little more coverage than I like, so I haven't reached for it. However, I realized that like in this region where I do need a little more coverage, this is gorgeous, especially right here because it kind of mattifies, but because it's an illumination version of it, it adds like this beautiful satin look to your skin. I didn't put it on today. Let me grab my brush and put some on. I'm just using, this is a Target Up and Up brand powder brush that I love. So I'm just gonna put it right here. And it just like mattifies, but it also like adds this like, I don't wanna say glow, almost just like this, like I said, a satin look to it. And I think it is so beautiful, and I'm gonna be so sad when I run out that I might repurchase it because I've never tried a powder quite like this. Oh my gosh, I just love it, and I can't believe how much I love it. So definitely a favorite. If you know of a drugstore equivalent to this where, like I love my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, but it just mattifies a little, which I love, but it doesn't add that different look to it, which I love. So I just said which I love way too many times, sorry guys. I hope you're enjoying all of these duds because I feel like I've never had this many, but it's helpful in its own way. So this is a Morphe brush that I bought a bunch on HauteLook, and so they were pretty cheap. It's the M405. This is kind of, you know, like a smaller blush brush. I've been using it for highlight actually, and I've been using it for the past few weeks, but ever since I opened it, and especially since I've washed it, but even when I first opened it, they're just really dry and like the bristles are just coming out everywhere. And when I use it, it feels like it's kind of just like abrasive on my skin. I've tried other Morphe brushes that weren't that way, but this one, and I tried like a bronzer one from them, and it was the same thing, really rough. So I don't know, it's not that, I'm not saying all Morphe brushes are bad because I have a few that I love. Some of their eyeshadow brushes I love. But the jury's still out on some of their face brushes because they just, I don't know if maybe they were discontinued and that's why they're on HauteLook, so if you know, let me know. But it's M405 and I think I'm just gonna get rid of it. I'm not enjoying using it, and I don't wanna force myself to use it when I've got plenty of other brushes that I like better. By the way, this shirt, if you're wondering, I got at Target. I need to go back, I love Target so much, but this shirt is so comfortable, and of course, we all are loving the plaid right now. All right, so another dud. I was so excited about this one. This is the Maybelline The Falsies Push-Up Drama Mascara. It looks like one of those double-ended ones. I think all of us thought that's what it was when you first bought it. It's not, but when I first tried it, I was like, okay, the brush is like that rubbery kind, and I don't love that kind of a brush, but I thought I'm gonna give it a try, you never know. So I'm all ready, and as I'm trying it out, I'm realizing, wow, my lashes look crazy. They looked amazing. They were really pushed up. I was so impressed, especially given that it's a flexible brush. I thought it wouldn't push them up as much, but it did. So I was so impressed. They were staying, you know, they were separated, they were lengthened, they were semi-volumized. 3 minutes later, I looked and my lashes were like straight. I have never experienced that. And so I'm like, what? So I got a little more. I'm like, well, it's only been a couple minutes. Let me do another layer. So I did, and it kind of pushed them up a little bit. But then a couple minutes later, they were like straight. And I'm like, this has never happened. So I thought, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe something weird is going on. So I tried it again the next day, same thing. I've tried it a few more times since then, and I'm like, okay, I hate this. I wore it to work a couple days, and every time I looked in the mirror, they looked crazy. So I was like, I'm done. It's not, I want to wait a little bit longer until maybe it dries out to try it again, but then again, I'm like, I don't even want to. Like, I have no desire, so we'll see if I do. I'll hold on to it for a little while longer, but I was not impressed. Which stinks, because at first I was really impressed. Alrighty, so we'll end on the high note. I'll end my last favorite. I'll give my last favorite in a second. One last dud, there were a million. This is the Schick, is it Schick brand? Yeah, Intuition Shaver Razor. I was really excited about this. They've been out a while, but they've got the huge, this is actually a brand new thing, because it came with two, but it's got like the soap on it and around it, so you put it on and it's supposed to be super moisturizing and all that stuff. And I was like, this is pretty cool, like for your legs, so you don't have to worry about putting on like another shaving cream. So I'm trying to even think how to describe what happened here. The soap wears off pretty quickly, which I kind of thought, this is a lot of money for this. I wonder how long the soap around it will last. Well, it did wear down pretty quickly. I would say after 2 or 3 shaves. But on top of that, it wears off unevenly, of course. So like where you need it, it doesn't stay. So then you've got soap all around, but it's not being used because the razor's coming out. So, I mean, it was just it's an odd thing, and I was so excited about it. And I would say for the first 2 shaves, it was great. Everything after that, it was useless. It was just a regular razor, but then there's nothing around it like a typical razor would have. So I was not impressed. I told myself, I think I'll save it, show you guys, and then move on. So, I've bought a different razor since then. All right, and the last favorite, this is the long favorites video. Sorry, you guys, or you're welcome. It depends on what you like. This is the e.l.f. Contour Palette. I've loved this for a while. You guys know I'm an e.l.f. gal at heart. I love this so much because this contour shade right here is amazing. It reminds me, it's not the exact same, but my favorite Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder in Medium. It reminds me of that as a very similar tone, kind of more grayish rather than warm. And then this yellowy powder down here is really, really pigmented. It kicks up a lot of dust, but I don't mind because it reminds me of the, here's kind of a mini swatch of those two. It reminds me of my favorite Bare Minerals Well Rested powder that is, essentially it is dust. It's a loose powder, and I love the way that makes my under eyes look, and that's what I use today. This reminds me of that, but it's more convenient because it's in a powder form. So I am so impressed. I don't really use these two ever. Really, I never do. I should. They're, again, crazy pigmented. That'd be a good highlighter. Used it a couple times. They're okay, but I really, really love these. I wish they would just come out. I know I can take these out, but I keep saying I wish they would come out with a duo of just these two. I would travel everywhere with it. And I know I could just take it out and put it in a Z palette, but it's not quite the same. You guys know what I mean. So, those are all my favorites and my flops for this month. Let me know what your favorites and flops have been, and I can link my entire monthly favorites playlist below if you're interested to see more of what I've loved over the past months, really over the past 2 years. And it's interesting to see how times have changed as well when I go back and rewatch my old ones. Hopefully you're having a great start to your November, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!